Okay, I didn't see that.
Does it have a chain or a
chain
belt?
like an old
Yeah.
427 Ford?
Now that one that they have in the tent over there, that one's probably a
That
belt
has,
one.
yeah, no, that's chain.
Is it chain?
But they V'd the top. This one,
Okay.
that one was made first,
Yeah.
and then this one simplified it by just having one chain with
Right.
two tensioners.
I think I'm gonna see it next round. And we are. Jeremy.
Well, no, you guys are good, man. I tell you what, I'm live, so what you guys can talk about it all you want. This is just really, really cool.
Yeah, this is history.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've never seen this thing except for magazines. This is just really cool.
Virginia 1180 now and the 83 Bonneville station wagon.
What did you bring today, Don?
Well, I didn't bring anything but me.
Well, sometimes that's the way it has to be.
Well, you know what? I'm here. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get our YouTube channel going. You know, so we're doing a lot of videoing and stuff like this is really cool.
On that because it looks like they changed it over to be a dry sump system.
Yeah, it does look like it, don't it?
That's really cool.
That is really cool. So look at the water manifold right here. You know what I mean? It's coming out of the side of the head. They actually are cooling the cylinder heads.
They're cooling the intake and the exhaust ports because you got the same thing up on the top.
Do
and
they?
The intake ports go straight down.
Yeah. I mean, that's just wild.
Wait till you take a good look at the back of the block. And the pan is wider. The rails on the motor are wider.
That's just crazy. I mean, this had to be a one-off.
Yeah, it's a one-off sand mold.
I've never seen anything like this before. And look at this right here. What is this? Is that
oil?
Is that oil?
Yeah, so your oil gallery in here is feeding
Wow.
to there, and then feeding, and that feeds up to the camshaft.
So that is definitely a one-off.
Well, if you look at how deep this is up here on the sills, I mean, that's 3.5, 4 inches.
Short deck.
Oh yeah. You mean the distance right here?
Brought down.
Yeah. Wow.
There's no oil filter plate. It's literally just ports in the side of the block.
So what is this? I've never even seen a Pontiac block like this.
It's an SCCA 303 overhead cam.
Did they ever make another one of these?
No. Not that anybody knows of.
This is crazy. I mean, this is just so cool. I mean, what would you do with it? You couldn't put it in a car because if you broke it, then what?
So I think probably
Waiting
they
for
made
somebody to blueprint it and make a copy of it.
Yeah, right?
I think they probably made it, and they said it spins over 13,000 RPM because it's got the flat plane crankshaft. The 180
No
degree crankshaft.
way, it's got a flat plane
Do you know what
crank?
this would sound like? But I think when they dynoed it and got like the 13,000 plus RPM, I think the horsepower got nixed by General Motors.
You think this is a
No,
distributor?
that's not. It's supposed to have a Super Duty distributor. Look at the size of the hole.
Okay. Oh, wow, yeah.
So it's supposed to have that big barrel on it.
Yeah, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So
you got-
does this have like an engine code like a normal? Look at where the dipstick tube is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it goes into the pan. It doesn't go to the block. But there's no part numbers on it. The only thing is that try to get a video of the firing order. That 18547236. There's not another motor that has that firing order.
No. Where is the firing order?
Right here.
There.
Oh, okay. Cool.
186 4723.
And you got apparently this is the fuel pump back here that's in
Right.
the lifter valley.
Mechanical fuel pump, obviously.
Yeah.
So what? Oh, this is the
Cooling.
cooling tube.
Yeah.
So this goes to the radiator over here. This is a
Yeah.
nice.
And then you got the down here, which this is cast in part of this. This is like an early 60s Super Duty pump.
Right.
Cover. And then you've got this, which goes around. But there's no part numbers on anything.
Huh.
It's like this is a plausible deniability motor. No, we didn't make that.
So, like you said, this has to be cam tensioners.
Yeah, or belt tension.
Bench,
or chain
yeah.
tension.
Is it a chain or is it a belt?
It's got to be a chain because nobody was making a belt that would hold up to that back then.
Wow. Look at the water coolant hoses coming off that water pump.
See, now, there's something I'm thinking about here. I'm thinking, so if it is a chain, usually chains are oiled somehow.
Right.
So is it being oiled directly from the galleries at the cam?
I think they would probably have.
or this could be a possibility that it might be a belt, because you don't see like a whole lot of tubes and oiling stuff going to it. So I'm, you know,
I think it's like a regular Pontiac front cover where it feeds through the block and just splashes everything, and the chain just carries it around, which is why you don't.
It has a main, so it'll have a main chain, and then it'll have another chain that runs off of it, or a belt that runs off of it would be my idea. If I was to build it, that's how I would do it, because you see how the cover kind of protrudes from, so you would have a primary chain here, and then you would
have a cam gear up
and
here,
then you would,
like
you'd have like a jack shaft cam
like an
gear.
idler gear. Yeah.
If you look at where this is compared to where the crank chain would be, they sit like this to each other. But you have to have a shaft that will feed the distributor and the oil pump. So there has to be a shaft going front to back down the center of the motor.
I do see an oiler now.
Yeah.
If you look here, Don, there's an oiler right there. Like, so you're oiling this whole area is oil inside there. And look,
like in the cam tunnel.
So look,
Right.
there's like little humps here for oil.
Nice.
That's pretty wild.
It is cool. That's just crazy.
Then you've got this right here, which is a PVC system, which would probably be for like if they did a dry sump to pull the vacuum out of the crank and pull the oil back down to the.
This is just really, really cool. I mean, what would you do with this thing, though?
To be honest, the perfect thing would be a 63 Le Mans mid-mounted.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. You're right.
But even the pan is different. The pan, because
Well, yeah, but it still has the Pontiac heritage. Let's check this out.
Yeah.
I know.
That's pretty cool.
With the 180-degree crankshaft, it has to have a wider pan and it has to have a wider block.
Right. I mean, that's just crazy. What?
Yeah, flat plane crank would be, yeah.
And these are the headers laying over here on the ground for it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a wild looking header too.
And big.
Yeah, they are for a little cubic inch motor.
Big.
Those are huge.
3 cubic inches, but
You really have to spin this thing.
That is true. 13,000
There's a lot of
RPM.
volume.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder if the Keystone Beer Light cans come with it.
If you want to take pictures, you got to give beer.
Oh.
So he ain't here right now. So.
Oh, so I'm getting free pictures?
Yeah, you are. I'll put you down on that channel.
Oh,
of yours.
man, he might.
Hey, Don, what do you think this harmonic balancer came off of? Because that don't look regular either. Have you seen a Super Duty balancer like that?
No, I have not. That looks kind of like a regular just Pontiac balancer. Because all
Look at that extended register coming out of it. Like, is that part of this, or is that?
Yeah, did they make a sleeve or what?
So it's bolted.
I think that's just a regular balancer. It looks like to me.
They set it up for standard because it's got a pilot bearing or a pilot bushing in the back of the crank.
Do they?
Yep.
Check this out. They welded this pulley together.
Ah. The timing marks. There's like, I see.
How would you even time that?
There's
no timing marks on it.
There's marks right there.
You think they
Right
are?
there. Right there, written in.
Man, I liked them once.
Wow.
Thanks.
Written on pencil.
Man, I hope this guy doesn't get upset with me doing this, because I mean I'm live right now, so.
It's better to ask forgiveness than permission.
I got you on camera saying that. That is just a cool piece of Pontiac history. I mean, you don't see this ever.
I still say this would be awesome with a.
So did you pull the plastic out and see if there's a cam core in there?
If you feel to the front, there's a hole, and you can feel the shaft right there with the gear, just like a camshaft. But there's no lobes on it.
Well, that's probably how they drove the distributors.
It's like a jack shaft. They probably just used an old camshaft.
They might have, yeah, they might
But
have.
if you put a crank trigger on this and then put a mechanical fuel distribution system, like a fuel distributor for injectors like Volvo did,
right,
and have all the individual little hoses feeding these injectors, you could pump some power out of that.
Well, the thing of it is, too, if you look at this, it still has the traditional Pontiac bell housing, too.
I'm looking at this funky little motor.
Size of fuel tank too.
Yeah, that
I mean, if you were in that,
Yeah, it steps
that
up
kind
that
of
doing the live
pressure.
thing
Yeah.
on it right now.
Maybe
There's-
This is a short deck block too.
It's got a flat plane crankshaft.
That's probably why they don't have the oil filter adapter over there anymore, because there's just not enough room for it. So this is a
cool to see
300.
this with the pan off of it.
It would be cool.
303.
303. So like a Ram Air 5 303 probably. But
Really cool to see
Yeah, it'd be
that, you know?
interesting to
Because
see
you're not gonna
if
put
that
in
was the
something
same.
just to have the display with the Aussie.
it would be. It would be. Yeah. This is just really cool. SCCA motor. I like it.
Okay, well,
Well, that's cool. I wish that guy was here. I'd love to.
Because the 303 guy.
Now, how did he acquire this? Do
to
you
run
know?
a Super Duty
That's
guy
just
had
cool.
no
idea.
Front, so I'm just sitting here babysitting the motor.
Hey, have a good weekend, man.
Hey,
If I
you too,
don't
brother.
see
It was
you.
good seeing you.
Yeah, it's good seeing you. Good luck on the trip.
Thanks.
67 Firebird on the summit side. And Keith Easel, Broadwell, Illinois, 70 GTO. Wildcat side. Back in action.
Okay, just send me a link to it or an address.
Guys, just move right up. We were just talking about the speed with which we are going pair to pair.
Plugs are angled too, so it has a decent combustion chamber
I
too.
will. I'll make sure that everything's locked up and shut up if I can find it.
I mean, this just looks out of place right here. I mean, you're looking at the other parts that he's got laying around here, and it doesn't look like. I mean, how did he get this engine? Where did he get it from?
It's all day long.
Doesn't make any sense.
You say he's coming back.
He is supposed to come back. He took somebody up to the staging lanes, I guess.
Okay, as soon as I
But I mean, this is just weird that it's sitting amongst Grand Prix or Catalina grills and cross members, and I mean, it just doesn't look right.
Staging lanes for round number 2. Super Pro round 2.
Yeah, there's no bird numbers to cross-reference anything.
No, this is all one-off stuff. So can you imagine how much it cost even back then to build this?
Just like this here. It's all hand scribed with an
Right.
electric pencil.
Right. That's, so what's this thing do?
That's comes out at a pressure and it feeds oil up through these galleries. That's why I think these
might be
drains,
returns.
like they're returns,
Yeah.
and these are the pressures.
Yep, I
Because
think
these-
you're right. I think this is an oil return.
Yeah.
I have things to say,
Yep,
but I don't
I
want to
do
get
believe
fired.
you're
Chicopee,
right.
Massachusetts,
But
now
it ties in like this is the pressure feed right here. That don't make any sense.
I don't know, but look at how the crank is set up on the back.
Yeah, and it's dowel pinned.
Yeah.
He's got a decision to make. And what happened to Jim?
But it's got traditional Pontiac flange on it.
Yeah, but look at how wide the pan is.
Well, that looks normal to me. I just think because it's short deck, it looks wide. I might be wrong. You might be right. I don't know, but that's what it looks like to me.
I think that might have been what happened to him. He got it fired back up.
That's just
Look
really
at those-
cool.
There's numbers back there.
Only 118
There's numbers
miles an
behind
hour.
those returns.
So either he was
There is
holding the
something
lottery
back in
because
there,
that
yeah.
was full potential
Can't see
or
it,
not,
but
right?
there is a number back in there.
This is one of my favorites. Again, it's on the flyer.
Well, you know what? Man, I hate messing with this guy's engine when he's not here. We're not going to do that, but I was going to say we could take and stick that distributor in that hole and show everybody how much difference there is in the size of the hole, but I don't want to do that till he gets back.
Who's the babysitter here?
Oh, I'm just here to get them like all
He's the babysitter.
You got some tools to start whipping the butt.
This is like painting a mustache on the Mona Lisa. You just don't go wrenching.
No, you don't do that.
You got to look at it like a stripper at a strip club. You can look at it, you can gawk at it, but if you touch it, you're gonna get your fingers cut. Oh, I'm absolutely.
Right. Well, this is really cool. I wish he'd get back here.
I want to know how they did these head runners where the intakes come straight down. They literally straight down, and then they've got the cooling system to cool the intake, and then another. set
Yeah,
to cool
why
the
are they
exhaust.
calling the exhaust or the intake side? That doesn't really make a lot of sense unless it's a cross flow deal and they're blowing it across.
It could be.
You know what I
But,
mean?
I think this would probably come out and go to the radiator, and then get sucked back
Yes.
up through the bottom over here. you know, like a cross flow
Yes,
radiator. and then
exactly.
back
So yeah, what they're doing is they're pulling it in here. They're going to blow it through here, and then they're going to pull it back out through the top of the head. That's what that is. They're pulling the coolant across the whole top of the head. That's a great idea.
Yeah, because it goes in. It only feeds the water jacket on the top of the block.
Yeah. It may not.
It
Well,
only feeds like where the combustion chamber is.
cool in the chamber.
Yeah. I want to know what those injector stack plates look like on the inside.
I would love to see this. You know what? I would love to have this thing
I've seen
apart.
him pull a dog toy out.
Yeah. That is cool. Well, you know what? I know this engine's for sale, so everybody watching right now, if you guys are interested, you know what? I don't know the guy's name, but
Larry.
Larry what?
Larry Dillon.
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 Dillon. Okay, so Larry Dillon.
Hit him
So-
up on Facebook.
Yep, hit him up on Facebook. I know he wants to sell this engine. I would love whoever buys this engine, call me. I want to do a teardown video.
All the mechanical linkages, everything's mechanical.
Yeah.
Nothing that's
No, this is race car history. I wonder if this was ever in a car.
I don't think it was. Because if it was in a car, there'd have to be spare parts for it somewhere. Because if you race it, you break it.
Right.
I think it was supposed to go in a 69 Trans Am or a 70 Trans Am.
Really?
SCCA.
So he's got a year on this, doesn't he? Yeah, 1968. So this might have won it. You're right. Won in a 69 TA.
Yeah. But I know GM pushed the Trans Am people to use the 302 Chevy motor for Trans Am racing. They use the Chevy motor.
Right. These are definitely belt tensioners or chain tensioners, because the engine rotates this way. So they got one on that side, and then they have one on the bottom side of this one.
That's got to be an inspection.
Yep, probably is. But what's weird is they used a factory regular balancer. I mean, I don't know why they didn't use some kind of a steel or a Super Duty or.
Probably because if they got the authorization to use a special part, they would have had to get it from General Motors, and they didn't want GM to know what they were doing. This is like a dark project they did off the side.
This has to be one of one. I've never seen one like this ever.
And none of these parts look like they interchange with the overhead cam loader up on the
No,
security tent.
nothing that looks like it interchanges. Nothing. I mean, there's nothing on this motor that'll interchange. Cool stuff. Well, hey, Larry Dillon, you said his name is?
Larry Dillon.
Larry Dillon is the owner of this engine. If anybody's interested in this thing, I don't have any idea what he's asking for it, but
He's got offers at 28 right now, 28,000.
$28,000. Okay, so you need to come up with a better offer than $28,000.
If I remember correctly, he said 35.
So he's got offers at 28, but he wants at least 35 to. Oh, cookie lady.
All right, people, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for watching.